They're our leaders going into this season. Both are seniors. Both are hungry players. They want to be great. They want our team to be great. And so they've done a terrific job of leading the spring, heading into the summer. And they have high expectations, and so do we.
Give me a recap of last season in the Big 12. Obviously, a lot of excitement going into this new league. Fan base was excited. I'm sure the players were really thrilled to be playing in the best basketball conference in college basketball. Give me your thoughts on how last season went from a program perspective in terms of building this thing up.
Well, I think it was a success. I think our players did a great job of representing our university and our community. The thing I was most impressed with was our community coming out. Our community came out. Our student section was amazing. I thought our supporters, they were great. And so everything that went into our first season into the Big 12, I thought was really, really good. I thought culminating with us at the end of the day, having a record number of top 25 wins. I think that was the contribution of not just our players, but our entire community.
Yeah, I thought it was exceptional that first year. Big wins over Kansas, obviously being the first home game. That was a tremendous win. And then other extremely competitive games, big-time road wins. And a large part of that had to do with the success of Jalen Sellers coming in from Ball State, Darius Johnson, two guys who will be returning for you this season. What kind of step are you looking for those two guys to make going into this season?
Well, they're our leaders going into this season. Both are seniors. Both are hungry players. They want to be great. They want our team to be great. And so they've done a terrific job of leading the spring, heading into the summer. And they have high expectations, and so do we. And so we're going to, lean on those players. I think they're going to make, huge contributions to our program and to our team as they're doing so far this summer.
I think one of the things that doesn't get brought up enough is this time of year for college basketball programs, right? That time between the end of March Madness and before summer workouts, because there's so much work that goes on behind the scenes that creates that success in the fall and going into the winter, right? So tell me what the day-to-day has been like with the staff, because it's not only building continuity and chemistry with the players, but you also have to do so with new staff members.
Well, absolutely. Well, what you see typically is you see us on the court coaching, and what we do with regards to coaching and actually playing games is probably 20% of what we do. The other 80% is what you see us doing in the off season, in the spring, summer, fall. And so that's what we're in there. We're in another phase. It doesn't change with regards to our duties, with regards to our responsibilities. But what we do is we just transition to the next thing, whether it's recruiting. You now have the portal involved. You now have NIL. You now have a number of different things that you didn't even have before. But you had making sure our student athletes finished up strong academically, making sure they understand the importance of getting a great education. These are the things that you still on, you have to be, working with your players through, making sure that they have an intellectual curiosity, knowing that, hey, you want to be great, but you want to be great at everything. Yeah. You don't want to be mediocre at anything. And so challenging our guys to step up in those areas, whether it's getting out in the community more, whether it's, traveling more and spending time with, donors, whether it's, going down to different sporting events here in the city to support the different other programs that are here, as well as, our own programs at UCF. So there are a lot of things that we're still continuing to do, and having our players understand the importance of making sure that they're connecting with each other during this time. Because now with so many moving parts, players are going, in a lot of different directions. We want to make sure they understand that, we're all on the same train. And so to do that, you have to stay in constant communication, us with them and them with each other.
Right, the portal now and the transfer portal and things that happen with that have become so important to building up college basketball teams as well as college football teams that are all looking to have success, right? What is your approach to attacking the transfer portal? What are you looking for in guys?
Well, for us, we're always looking for the right fit. Are you, a young student athlete that we think will fit well in our culture that we can help develop? And the portal's here to stay. So in looking at it, how can you continue to improve using the portal? And so we try to find student athletes that fit our profile. Are they competitive? Do they have, like we said, an intellectual curiosity? Do they have a certain level of respect for each other and their family? These are things that we look for, and when we're trying to identify those student athletes. And then how our style of play. We like to play with length. We like versatility. And so we look for those type of players, in the portal that will fit. But the thing that we've tried to make sure that we don't, overlook is that the high school players. It's so important that we don't overlook our high school student athletes. And so I'm a big believer in, yes, we want to recruit the portal, and I think to be successful, you have to do that. But you have to combine that with balancing out with with recruiting high school players as well, so that your roster is filled with not just older players, but with a mixture of youthful players as well as experienced players.
So it's one of the things that's been brought up with UCF this year, with the guys you brought in, is sort of a opportunities you're giving to guys that maybe other schools didn't look to give opportunities to. You seem to take these guys in and give them an opportunity here at UCF. What's been your thought process behind that?
Well, I see the Last Chance U on Instagram and different places, and for me, I don't like to think of it as Last Chance U. I like to think of it as Second Chance U, where we're giving these young people another opportunity. I was very fortunate. During my time, an icon in our sport, God rest his soul, passed not too long ago, is Coach John Thompson. He was big in giving young people second chances and another opportunity. And, I've always looked at that and I said, if I ever had a chance to coach, I would hope that I would, be willing to do the same thing that I saw him do and set that type of an example. And what I'm mostly proud of? I'm mostly proud of this university who has given me the ability to be able to do that.
Yep.
This university has, our community, our students have. This can't happen if I don't get the okay from, the people that are above me at this university. So it says a lot about UCF, not just me about giving student athletes second chances, but about UCF giving students second chances. And I'll always be proud of that. And I thought John Thompson set a great example of, how we should be. We get to a world where we don't want to give people second chances. I mean, look out, because we'll make a lot of mistakes on some people that could turn out to be amazing if just given an opportunity to do so.
Yeah, I'm sure one of the selling points now, along with everything you just mentioned, is the expansion of the Big 12, right? This league being one of the best basketball conferences as it was last season. Now you're adding in Colorado and Arizona State, Utah, right? There'll be some long flights for you.
Yeah.
Just get ready. All right, you better get some naps in. But what has it been like to see this league expanding? Now there's going to be a 16-team conference, 20 conference games. You've seen everything there probably is to see in college basketball, but this is going to be new for you, a 16-team league, especially with the travel. So what do you see as the biggest challenge, as well as what excites you most about the variety of teams in one league?
Well, I'll start with the last part first. And what excites me is just the competition. I think as a competitor, you hear about these teams, you hear about, how outstanding this conference is, and who wouldn't want to compete in those type of environments and those type of games. So that excites me. And then part two of that would be for us, it's very important to understand is our preparation. Preparation for a season like that is going to be, hugely important. How we get our guys' mindset, the mental toughness it's going to take to travel and make sure that you are on point with the strategy that we have during the games. The execution is right, both offensively and defensively. So it's going to be building up not just our physical bodies and our skill, but also building up our mental. You have to be mentally, tough and really locked in and focused to be able to travel to some of these venues that we're going to play in. I mean, these are some storied programs, the ones you just mentioned that are coming in, and as well as the ones that are already in this conference. So I think that mental part of it is going to be very, very important for us as we grow our players through this offseason.
This year, you're opening the season with Texas A&M, and I know as a player for your guys, that's going to be something that they're going to look to the whole season, offseason, when you're working out in those fall practices is, hey, we got to be ready because we're not easing into the season. We're starting off with an SEC opponent like Texas A&M. Was that a part of your mindset when you kind of decided to schedule them to start the season, or was it more, hey, this is just a good opportunity to see where we're going to be early on in the year?
Well, no, absolutely. I know of their coach. I know of their program. They've had a lot of success in the NCAA tournament last year. Are returning a number of their players from that team this year. So they're going to be a team that's experienced, and they're going to be well coached and a very good team. So for us, I'm looking at what's the best challenges that we can have. As you've known me for a number of years, the thing we've done is we've always scheduled tough in the preseason. We always want to take on that challenge. One, so we can grow. We can find out where we are, as you mentioned, but also we grow from those experiences. And what better time than in November to kind of see where we are, what we have to do to continue to get better and grow. No matter the outcome of the game, it's going to be about how do we, improve from that position, because no matter what, win or lose, you can't stay the same, as you are in early November. You have to keep improving as the season progresses in order to accomplish, our ultimate goal, which is have a great season.
Absolutely, and that will be Knights fans' first look at a new roster, a new unit. I wanted to ask you about that as one of my last questions. What keeps you going every day because we know for you, you're highly competitive. You always want to win. You hate to lose. Trust me, I know as well as anyone. But it's more than that for you. Like, it's not just about that. What keeps you going every day when you wake up and say, I want to continue down this path of helping UCF become one of the prominent basketball programs in college basketball?
Well, one, for me, is very, very easy. UCF gave me, an opportunity. They gave me an opportunity to come here and try to build something special. And I never take that for granted. I am so grateful for this university and what they presented me with. And I've tried to go out there every day and represent the university in the best possible manner. And I think part of that is a reflection of our young people that I have a chance to coach and work with. Making sure that when we put young people out there in our community, young people out here on the basketball court in our arena, that they represent our community, represent our students in the best manner possible. And for me, the day I can't serve these young people and give them everything I have, that's when I know it's my time is up. But right now, I wake up every morning, I'm excited. I have a great deal of energy. How can I help this young man get better? How can I help our team get better? And as long as that's going on for me, then I love what I'm doing, and I'll do it as long as I can. And when that doesn't, happen for me anymore like that, then I know it's my time to step away, because I want to give these young people everything I have. And I was fortunate I had mentors in my life and coaches, of course, in my life, that they poured into me. And it'd be a shame if I have this opportunity to impact young people's lives and I don't pour into them. So I'm going to continue to pour into them and give them everything I have while I can.
Well, I'm sure I speak for a lot of us around the UCF community and in Orlando. We hope that's a long ways away. We hope you still wake up with this energy 20 years from now. All right, man?
Absolutely.
Appreciate you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. You got it.